What to do when you have 24 hours in Aarhus? That is what we are here to find out today. Because I have an idea, but I don't know exactly what to do. And we are in Aarhus, so why not explore? We have one night here, and the place we're going to sleep is outside of Aarhus. So I am looking forward to it because it was the cheapest bed and breakfast, including breakfast. Yeah, some of the bed and breakfast don't include breakfast. Yeah, I know it's a weird concept, but it was the cheapest one we could find, and it is roughly half an hour from Aarhus Centrum. So yeah, let's go explore and let's take 24 hours in Aarhus. So we have visited ARoS. Yes, it's a big art museum and it is definitely worth a visit. And why do I give it 4 out of 5 stars? Well, because it's overall a great museum. There's great exhibits. It is, well, it is modern and old-fashioned at the same time. It has a little bit of everything, and there's a beautiful walk up top where you can walk around in different colors and see Aarhus from the top. But the toilet facilities were not properly clean. It could be better. The stairs, seriously, these stairs, it is all over, and they are the wrong height and width and all of that for a proper walk. And this one is 10 stories high. Yeah, I know it doesn't look like that, but it is actually 10 stories high. And yeah, that is some of the things counting it down. And well, let's take a look at what you can see in there. So over to me in the studio talking to you over some pictures.
ARoS is best known for the top glass walkway. It is a colorful walkway and it is where you have to take a picture while you are at ARoS. But ARoS has so much more to give. It's an art museum that has classical art. Yeah, it has classical art up at the top floor. It is their own collection. But as we venture down, we see more and more modern art. The modern art fills up this beautiful museum. So make sure that you check out from top to bottom, and I urge you to check out the basement because it was where I find the most special exhibit. It's an exhibit that transcends normal understanding, so well, it cannot be captured fully in pictures, so I urge you to visit it. And let's head on, let's explore the streets of Aarhus. The first must-see thing in Aarhus City is the City Hall, the simple tower. It is designed this way because the first tower was too elaborate, so they had to remake it. And the entire City Hall is designed to be a spire of inspiration for the city, designed by Arne Jacobsen and Erik Møller. But as you venture on into the city and you have great shopping opportunities. It's a great city for shopping. They have this great shopping street you can walk down. They have these big centers. They have it all. It is a modern big city when it comes to shopping.
So we ended up taking our dinner back at ARoS. Is it something I can recommend? Well, stay tuned and find out.
Good.
Because the dinner here was, well, it was an experience. It was a 3-course dinner and you can actually order wine that is perfect for each dish. What I will say is, well, you have to book a table because this is popular, because it is certainly worth the price. It is only around 275 Danish crowns for a 3-course dinner, and the 3 courses we got today was these ones.
The first dish was a crustate with caramelized pumpkin and cream cheese with a selection of specially picked forest mushrooms. It was a delight for the taste buds. The second course was just as big a delight for the taste buds. It was a open ravioli with chicken and in the chef's favorite sauce. Oh, it should be tasted, not described. And the dessert, another one that should be tasted, is a chocolate cream with a quenelle of homemade vanilla ice, topped with caramel sauce and a little caramel stick that's on the top.
And my girlfriend and I, we loved this dinner because it was so great. It was definitely worth, well, trying, because it is not just dinner, it's an experience. If I have anything bad to say about it, is that the last dish, well, it was not as high quality as the other dishes. And where am I now? I am at the top of the ARoS museum, and it is evening and it is beautiful, looking out over the city sky. Unfortunately, not much of it translates into camera, and as you can hear, it's a windy day, so it's a little bit special to be up here. And looking out, you can see the light, you can see the buildings, and these different colored glasses that is all around me. Well, they make it a little more of a fantasy world. But out there lies the real world, and we have to head for our, well, sleep destination. So we will soon be driving, and we will see you out on the street. We'll see you tomorrow, and this episode is not over yet, because I have something special planned for tomorrow, and yeah, you are going to like this. But you have to stay tuned to find out what it is. And remember, if you want me to make even more of this content, the subscribe button, the bell notification icon to get notified every time a new video comes online. We have reached our accommodations for the night. Yeah, it's a bed and breakfast out in the middle of a very small town, so small that it doesn't even have a proper town sign. You don't have to go down to 50 to drive through the town, so it's a very small town, right on the description. And all we have is this bed, and this is the room. Yeah, it's not big. The bed feels comfortable, and there's a shared bathroom and all of these things. And we even in our room, we have our own kettle. So we can at least get tea and coffee. There's even coffee here and a little selection of tea. So it is actually quite good for the price. We have paid not even 500 Danish crowns for a night. Yeah, no shared bed. That's a bummer. But other than that, it's perfectly fine for one night. And remember, tomorrow we're doing something special to see, because you are going to see your youth, my youth, unless you are, well, below 18, then you're not going to see your youth. But other than that, we're going to see the youth, and we're going on a time travel expedition, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And if you want more of this, click that subscribe button. It is morning again, and we are headed out, and yeah, crazy little place. I can warmly recommend it. I have linked it down below, the bed and breakfast. It is called Bed and Coffee, and surely we got coffee. There's free breakfast, there's everything you need, and a friendly host. But now we're headed back into Aarhus to find something interesting to do. I have something special in mind, so let's head off to Aarhus. Let's go time traveling now that we have reached Aarhus. And if you know a little bit about Aarhus, you know what time traveling means in Aarhus. But if you don't, then stay tuned and see what time traveling is. Let's see if we can find the olden days. We have entered the year 1864. There is war raging down in the southern Jutland. But up here in Aarhus, we have the old town. And this museum, the old town in Aarhus, has history to offer. So let's see if it's something you should visit. And let's head out and explore. And we are going to end up all the way up in 2014. So let's head out and explore the old town. One of the more fascinating things about the old town is that you get all the way up in the houses. Right now I'm walking at the first floor on the boards. They are feeling genuine, let's call it that. And you can get all the way up close now. I know it's not as much you can see, but you can see into the houses. Sometimes you can even get in and touch on the things. But remember to look out where you can touch where you can, because you don't want to get interrupted. And let's walk through and see what this house holds. Because this is a museum that gives you a true feeling of being in history. And try to look at this beautiful room I'm walking in right now. Genuine. Imagine the parties, imagine the people who have lived here. They are from the higher end of societies. And when I look out the window, I look out to the town square. We venture out into the town square. This is quite the big square, and imagine what kind of marketplaces they can hold here. I actually think it is just a great, well, as you would call it in video games, immersive experience to visit this museum. And we're not finished yet, because there's something really special about this museum, and we're going to get to that. But for now, let's explore some more. As we venture into the 1920s, more precisely 1927, we see the streets have changed, the look of the buildings have changed, and you can also experience that here. And we are not done yet, because we have to time travel even more. But first of all, we're going to look at 1927. And no cars, so I'm just crossing the road. One of the things I like is cars, and I like my EV. But I also like these kind of cars. Old, veteran cars. It has some unique feel to it. So, yeah, you can also get all the way up close. You're not allowed to touch unless you use your eyes to touch with your mind, and that sounds very weird. So, yeah. Veteran cars, and there are more cars here, so let's check them out as we find them. So I just found out that cars back in 1927 were affordable in today's salaries. Let me give you this example. I have just purchased my EV for 200,000 Danish crowns second hand. Yeah, we're not the first owners, we are the second owners, but it's only 2 years old. Back in 1927, a brand new Ford Coupe, well, with adjusted for inflation, is 86 Danish crowns. Yeah, you actually see the little price inflation we have gotten. So with my salary, 86 Danish crowns, I would be able to save up for it within half a year. Now I have to save up. If I have to buy it cash, I have to save up for, well, 2 or 3 years. Another one of those quirky 1927 things. You have these kind of stamps. These. All of these. But what are they for? Well, if you were born, well, after the year 2000, you might not know what this is for. This is for sending letters, but if you are as old as me, you can remember sending letters with the stamps. I don't do that anymore. Not at all. Well, as we exit 1929, we venture into 1974. And I remember some of this stuff, not because I'm from 1974, no, I'm from 11 years later, but because it was still around when I grew up. What I would say about these back alleys they have made is they really encapsulate the feeling of a back alley. And this is a museum. Think of this. This is a museum where you can really capture the feelings of being in Aarhus back alley and a Copenhagen back alley. It is roughly the same. So that just adds to the immersiveness. And let's see what store is here. Yeah. Well, ARoS insurance company. Yeah. But then we can come to the conditorry, the baker. And then we can move on and move on and move on. So yeah, it is definitely well, immersive. I remember machines like this. Well, they have actually been around in my lifetime. And in Faaborg on Fyn, there is actually one who has this kind of machine. It is just with a Danish specialty called Ronsvier. Yeah, I can warmly recommend if you're in Faaborg that you visit that bakery. But now we are at this museum and there's something even more special, a machine that well, you will not find in Denmark today.
What is it? What?
Cigarette machine. Yeah. And it is even old cigarette packs I can remember from my lifetime, so it is actually a real package. But let's go in and visit some of the houses. As we enter one of the old houses, well, this is a staircase I remember from many Copenhagen houses from the same time period. So yeah, it is interesting. And the door is open into the gynecology clinic, so let's head in and see what it is. You actually see a gynecology clinic at Doctor's Clinic from 1974. And there's a lot of stories being told as we walk through. Oh, we can actually look in. Yeah. It is a real apartment. It is actually quite it is actually quite great made. There's even a little kitchen. It is an apartment. And in Denmark, many gynecology clinics and many doctors' clinics are in old apartments because it is where there's space. And you know, this is a gynecology clinic. This is all about health. It's all about child's health. And it's all about genital health. It is a doctor's clinic, so of course there's an ashtray in 1974. And we've reached the final year, 2014. 2014 we have, well, a bodega. We can visit that. It's actually open, so we can go in there. But we also have something more special. Blockbuster. We also have things that you should know more of. We have a bank, modern bank. Danish bank is a modern bank. We have a 7-Eleven, so we have everything from 2014, which makes it a museum that has modern times on display. Yeah, there's even a pizzeria. So, do I recommend you visit this? Of course I do. This is a great museum. Is it a bang for your buck? Yes, it is. You get a lot of information, you get a lot of exhibit for only 125 Danish crowns for an adult. So yeah, I recommend that you visit it. And if you want something more interesting to see, then check out my EV range test on country roads right over here. It is the next episode because I'm going home from Aarhus now, and I'll see you in this episode.